You know who needs to be arrested? ASAP Bari for fucking stealing the fucking merch concept from April Skateboards and making this fucking Vlone Pop Smoke merch, man.
But here's the thing. ASAP Bari is not a graphic designer, right?
Of course not.
So
Yeah,
it was probably
somebody
he hired who did this, right?
That's a fact. I'm just fucking around.
Right.
I just needed a good segue.
Right.
But I will say, did you see the side-by-side graphics?
I wonder if he is a graphic designer. I wonder if he's got Photoshop skills. That's one thing I would like to know about these different streetwear characters.
The designs, most of the designs are so mid and so mediocre that I feel like he could pull those designs on Photoshop on his phone in 5 seconds.
But it's not like he's the sole owner of Vlone either. It's like
of course,
probably all kinds of
especially now. It's probably the whole team of motherfuckers that pay for shit. But it's just like
also, I wonder who's like the creator of that metallic rose that the April Skateboards made.
April Skateboards hired a artist who did the design. He was the one who posted, "I did this design for April Skateboards," and Vlone ripped it off.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I did my drip search.
Your drip search?
Has Bari responded to this in any way or offered anything?
I don't think he will.
I want to know what the thoughts are on that because realistically, that looks like a lawsuit that could definitely happen because it's so similar.
It was literally like 3 very subtle changes, and I saw like I think you dig or somebody trying to like justify it and be like, "Oh, it was different." I'm like, dude, it was entirely the same. The same fucking design.
No, something interesting also about Pop Smoke is the album cover that they ended up using is from this guy named Ryder Rips, who also accused Virgil of stealing his idea when the first design first came out.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, this Ryder Rips guy, and he knows him like close and personal because he designed the Ben Trill website back in the day.
Right. No, I remember this dude from back in the glory days of like the V-File scene.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
you were tapped into that, huh?
No, the crazy thing is,
I was watching
when it first came out. Ryder put up a link on his Instagram bio, and it was like this, like not Photoshop. What is it called? Where you do the projections in school?
Like a bullet point?
Like a PowerPoint presentation of like all the times that Virgil ripped him off. It was crazy.
Really?
Yeah. I tried to talk about it last week, but I couldn't really get a word in.
Last week was intense. No, but like,
why was it so intense? Wait, real quick.
I want to keep talking about this subject. We could talk about what went on last week because that was insane. But I do want to say that sometimes when you have graphic designers, they do the laziest shit and
not
it will
Blasey.
blow your fucking mind. Not Blasey, of course, but like I remember one time there was like a artist who hit us up and they were complaining because we had an OSS shirt design and it was like a drippy like circle graphic, and this artist was just like, look at this shirt design that I made that like you guys copied the exact same silhouette of the drippy fucking thing or whatever with it, like
the cup spilling over, right?
No, it's a different one, but it was like it was so fucking obvious, and we ended up like giving the guy some money and stuff, but it was like 1,000% we could not have known. It was just the graphic designer was just lazy and he just copied somebody else's design for part of it, you know?
I thought it was just because like the thing with me when it's shit that is so simple, because I remember it was this brand, shout out to them actually, this brand's called Hello DC or some shit like that. But basically, my name is House Phone, so I just took the word hello and put it in collegiate font and made like a Carhartt jacket out of it. And this brand was trying to be like, you stole our whole thing, and it was like literally just the word hello in the collegiate font in different colors. They're like, you stole this from us, and I was like, bro, I've literally they had like probably under 1,000 followers at the time or something. I was like, bro, I've literally never seen this before. And they were trying to blame the fact that I guess whoever their manufacturer is, they that Blasey knows their manufacturer, so Blasey stole the design from the manufacturing office and then gave it to me, and I was just like, no, I told Blasey this is what I wanted, and that was it. Like it was just, you know, so like.
But I have a question about the Bari situation though. Was that original April Skateboards graphic? Was that a Rest in Peace Pop Smoke graphic?
No,
it was for something else.
It was just it was art. Like they commissioned an artist to make them like a graphic for the skateboards.
And it makes sense not to justify why they stole it, but why they would steal that exact one is because the whole like theme was like the metallic rose.
Yeah,
and how,
they probably. But this was the thing though. Someone was saying that on like YouTube that. What if that was just a stock image that you type in metallic rose?
I was about to ask, but then
it has the halo around it, and that's the part that to me that is like, how the fuck could that be a coincidence?
When did that come out? You know,
not
a while
before,
back, though, right?
Because I was wondering if it was a stock image, because I know I know a lot of designers what they do, and I've seen Blasey talk about it before.
I've seen Blasey do it too.
The first thing you do is you just type on Google image search like, oh, I want this
Right.
fucking
Dude,
But then
metallic
also,
rose.
once graphic designers start to work from an image base of like
You
approved
add
images,
in-
because at a certain level, you could get
Exactly.
sued for just using somebody else's photo, even when you've taken it and twisted it
Yeah.
and done all kinds of shit to it. So you need to start with original images that you own the rights to. And
Yeah.
then once you do that, then people are really working from the same set of images. So you can end up with people doing ridiculously similar
Similar
things.
shit, yep.
And a lot of stuff is just like ideas that are so similar that they're sort of out there in the zeitgeist. This fucking made me really pay attention because it just seems so insane. Like it's the exact same fucking graphic.
It really is.
But there's also like a name inscribed in the halo too, which makes the graphics stand out even more. And I'm pretty sure that the Vlone version has it as well, but not exactly sure.
I
Nah,
want
for
to know
sure.
when the April skateboards design came out.
It came out like 2019 or something like that. It was while Pop Smoke was still alive, and it had nothing to do with
Damn.
his posthumous death album release. or
Look at
whatever.
us getting into the fashion drip education.
Streetwear
I
show,
love it.
streetwear news coming
Speaking
soon.
about posthumous drip, Blasey designed the Phase Juice World collab.
Yeah, man.
Looks pretty dope.
That does look super dope.
It was tight. The fans were giving it a lot of backlash because they were mad about
They want
music.
the album, yeah.
But it was like, you don't know that that's like all
Encompassing together.
a grand scheme of a rollout that they're doing, you know?
I'm unbelievably excited for that album.
Yeah, for
Same.
sure.
It's coming out Thursday. I'm actually going to do a stream where I listen to it on stream, which I'm very excited about on Thursday.
Can we be honest though? It would have been way better for them to announce the album first.
And then do the
And
Before the
then
Phase
do all-
shit?
yeah,
Oh,
and
they
then-
fucked
and
that
then-
up,
And
that's
then do
why.
all. They could have did a Vlone collab, Phase collab, Lyrical Lemonade collab again. Because if you really think about it, he was the first person that went all out and did a collab with every hot brand when his album came out, and they
didn't-
were all fire.
Yeah,
They
I
were
didn't
all
know
fire.
that he was the first one to do it because I know that afterwards I realized that
Everybody did
all
it.
artists
It
do like
became-
multiple collabs when they drop.
It became the standard
Hmm.
after Juice World did it, bro.
But was it bundled with the album?
All of them.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
It was,
genius
bro.
shit. Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
listen.
That's
Yeah.
He
really
did a
smart.
collab with Ransom, Half Evil,
Vlone.
Vlone,
Super radical.
Super Radical,
And Lyrical Lemonade, maybe?
Lyrical Lemonade,
Right.
and they
Crazy.
all encompass the album.
That's smart because then you get to really have like a direct connection to
Bro.
all these little viral fan bases,
Oh my
you know?
god,
All
that's
the
literally the
different
most
ones.
genius. And nobody has ever did it. Travis Scott's the only person that did it.
But he did it on his own.
He did it on his own, but
Yeah.
that's because he just has that fandom, that fan base, to where he
Yeah,
could
because
just drop his own
before
shit.
it was like you do a collab with one brand. Like let's
He
do a
did
collab with
6
Vlone.
brands.
The crazy thing,
Because there really are no rules. You're not an exclusive
fuck-
contract.
Exactly.
Yeah.
crazy thing about this Juice album is just they have so much music to choose
I'm
from.
excited.
I'm like unbelievably excited to actually listen to it. Just because
What direction you think they're gonna go though?
I don't know. That's actually a really good point.
Because he probably has so many different songs with different like vibes and different genres and like.
And
he-
apparently they're only gonna have 2 features, so it's gonna be
Really?
mostly Juice.
They've been keeping the track list close to the chest
I wonder who
because
the
That's
2
good,
features
though.
are gonna be.
That's good because like a lot.
He can get anyone he wants. That's crazy.
I wonder how much, because that's the thing is they could probably put out a Juice album that is
With
like
full of
all like
features.
rap shit, like all
I-
these
I want that.
just
I
10,
want that.
15 random like songs of Juice rapping his ass off.
I need that.
For
This
20 minutes
project,
straight.
I'll be honest,
It's gonna
I kind
be-
of feel like this project should have all of the like emotional, sentimental,
It's going to.
banger, huge
It's
songs.
going to be.
Let this be the project that is the huge, ridiculous smash hit filled project.
So why don't you have that same energy with the Pop Smoke album? Let
Literally.
his album have the
Because
the pop
him and
hits.
Juice WRLD are incredibly different artists. That's
No,
just
that- that makes sense,
The
but-
album I just described is the perfect distillation
for
of
Juice
Juice
WRLD.
WRLD, whereas
That's a fact.
Pop Smoke was in like an experimental stepping outside
Yeah,
of like
because he was trying to
extreme
get to that
drill category. Like
He
it was
was
him
Yeah.
first stepping
he
outside.
But
of
what
it.
can you do when now he's not here and that's the album that he was working on?
But I would have liked to hear the Pop Smoke album
that-
touch on
that
the.
still
They took
exists.
Fabio Foreign and Cowboy off it.
No, that's
yeah,
fire.
that was crazy.
They
And-
took
but then,
everybody
they
out.
left,
No, that's
but then they
facts.
left his ad libs.
They left his ad libs.
Super
That was
weird.
They left the
crazy.
Cowboy
Yeah,
ad libs. That's
I don't
crazy.
know. That's
No, but
strange
listen,
to me.
but you know that Pop Smoke album exists, and let's let that be the next one or the one after that or something like that. It's
Maybe,
like this
but-
first one, they're trying to give you.
You think they have
50
more?
Cent in the same live where I was saying 50 Cent said that he wrote down what he was saying. He
Right.
also said that he was gonna make it his job to try to make it the biggest that he can get and like get the biggest features, but of people that he actually fucked with and people that like Like you could see Pop Smoke being in the room recording these songs with these niggas.
But that's
like,
the whole thing is that once dudes like 50 get into the industry, they stop remembering that the nature of what makes a lot of these rappers great is how fucking raw they are. Because to be honest, I loved 50 Cent for his mixtape stuff before his album run. Yeah. And in his albums, he lost a lot of what made his fucking mixtape run great.
I was just about to say that. If you think about the trajectory of how 50's music evolved, that's literally what was happening with Pop Smoke. And then it was very grimy hood shit that 50 Cent emerged into this fucking singy love song kind of, and that's what Pop Smoke was trying to do.
I just feel like the Pop Smoke album, if he had lived, would have been like this, but him working on it for another 6 months and smoothing out the edges on what he was doing and making it better and better.
You didn't say that at first, though. You kind of just like shitting on it at first.
I think that people should let artists evolve and try different sounds, and I thought that he did an amazing job.
I expect almost in a way that there's got to be another Pop Smoke album at a certain point.
Pop Smoke Perp.
Pop Smoke Perp. Yeah, that was really bad. Pop Smoke album at a certain point, and I wouldn't. What if? But there's got to be a moment where like maybe the next project could have a lot of the stuff that was like, you know, basically like stuff he was working on from the time period that he was still basically happy to be just a drill artist, you know?
Speaking of this Pop Smoke album, Pusha T apparently wants to be removed off of the album all the way.
Off of the deluxe.
Off the deluxe, because Young Thug came out and said that Pusha T was dissing Drake in one of the songs. He wasn't feeling that.
On one of the leaked songs that I don't think was actually going to even be on the album, but Thug basically didn't want to be. Well, I don't think it was going to be on the album anyway. It was just a pure leak, or was it? It was going to be on the Pop Smoke album, but then it wasn't.
Yeah, and then it wasn't. Yeah.
And then the best part, he referred to it, all this rapper shit gay.
Yeah, and I saw a whole bunch of people hurt as hell on the timeline. Like, you thought that Thug was a gendered queer icon of wokeness, and he called this song gay. It's like he can still be very open-minded and progressive and down with the LGBTQ cause and still be a little bit stuck in that.
Yeah,
I mean, I grew up, we were
people,
calling everything gay. Everything. Your shoes are gay, your hat's gay, your fucking mom's gay. I mean, sorry, I feel bad for Thug that he's still stuck in his old-fashioned vernacular a little bit, because I had to unlearn that at a certain point.
Unlearn it, but I feel like his friends in Atlanta, they're just joking around calling things
gay.
Just I don't think people like me or you are sitting there like, hello, Mr. Thug.
Thug is from the trenches.
I don't think you should say that.
Like when you see who Thug is around and shit, and like when you are around Thug for a little bit, it's just he is not he's just straight up out the hood. Like that is just who Thug is. I mean,
what's the fact?
You can't expect him to change his whole shit up once he gets famous.
Yeah, but like, I mean, he kind of does have this whole like, okay, y'all saying that, but then he also will like wear a dress and like do very feminine things and like kind of align himself with being with that community. So if you're gonna align yourself with that, then you kind of got to take what comes with it.
I don't think he really aligned himself with the community so much. I think people wanted that to be the case, but I think for him it was like he wore a long shirt and
not really,
he calls his boys his lover and like says like some sort of like gay sounding ass shit to his homies and stuff.
And they do it. You don't think they doing that on purpose? Come on, bro.
Yeah, I think he's just fucking around, but I don't think Young Thug is woke.
I don't think he like deliberately was like, oh, I'm gonna put on this dress to break gender boundaries.
He was just putting on a weird shirt.
Not even that. No, but I think he does it for like the fashion aspect of it, not like the LGBT.
I think he's a fashion guy above all else.
I think he's doing it because he knows what the motherfuckers is gonna say. And he knows that, like, bro, I love Young Thug.
I think he does it because he just doesn't care.
No, and that's the thing.
He does it to get publicity.
I completely 100% disagree with that, because there's something that I realized in interviewing Thug, which is that he is so not thinking about what the reaction is going to be to the things that he does because of the fact that he legitimately doesn't know, doesn't think about it, doesn't care. Because like there's certain things he said during that interview that I did with him, like when he was talking about Lil Nas X, where he was like, you know, I don't think he should have came out, because you know people are going to get on his ass so much about it and shit. And I kind of like knew what he meant, which was that basically like he might be like biting off, Lil Nas X might be biting off more than he can chew, in terms of like, you know, Thug was kind of trying to make like a nuanced point about how people could just pay attention to the music better if he didn't come out. But like the way he said it, I was like, bro, like this is like the way you said it, you're just serving it up to the blog so that they can like, turn it into whatever. But I don't think he's thinking about that at all.
Yeah, he's not thinking about it at all.
He just doesn't have like, him as an artist, he's so in the moment that I don't think he like has the ability to really like hold his tongue, and that's why he doesn't do media and shit. Is because he just doesn't think about the world that way.
The last run that he did for So Much Fun, that was like the most introspective that I've ever seen him in any interviews and all that shit.
And then was it you that asked him about like what was it, Love Me Daddy, or that one, the one caption,
fuck me daddy
caption.
And if you actually listen to what his answer was in terms of why he said that, he's like, sometimes I'll be looking at a picture and I'll just think about how the picture makes me feel, and I'll just write how it makes me feel.
Makes sense.
It was so like not the way that you would think that anybody else would feel comfortable picking an Instagram picture.
Right.
But
so
picking an Instagram caption too.
He was saying that like the bitch would look at him in the picture and say that. Basically.
Yeah, like I think he was kind of saying that.
That's
like,
what he was kind of saying.
He felt like he was looking at that picture and it was just he looked like a bad bitch, so he just titled it that, and like it was just sort of like,
honestly, that is a very pure form.
He is, yes, he's very pure. He hasn't been corrupted by the world.
I think he said that before a couple times too. Damn, he's very eccentric, you know.
Thug is the best.
I love him.
He's the GOAT.
Nah, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like
sorry, go on.
I just feel like if he isn't thinking about shit that he's saying and how people is gonna take it, then maybe he should, if he doesn't want to keep getting misconstrued and keep getting put in boxes. Because you can't put that nigga in a box at the end of the day. You can't put him in a box. You can't fucking try to label him, because he's just a wild card. You feel me? But I feel like he should be a little more conscious about how he portrays what he's trying to say.
Because he is in that next, I think, step of his career.
You feel me?
I think I like that about him. That doesn't give a fuck.
No, but like this position that he's in now is like the best position he's been in his career. It's because a lot of motherfuckers, like we was talking about, a lot of motherfuckers don't get their flowers until they're dead and gone. And it's like, I feel like him and Chief Keef are both highly influential, but it's highly talked about, and people give them the respect that they deserve. But Young Thug is actually seeing the more commercial success of it now, finally. And I feel like Chief Keef got to see that commercial success early, and then he kind of just went into the street mixtape lane after.
Underground legend.
Chief Keef is the definition of somebody who like does not know how to assimilate and be normal and like just make normal songs and be a regular person who shows up to his shows on time and shit like that. But
that's what makes him.
Thug, I think, is somebody who started out incredibly eccentric and like had a really hard time fitting into like the boxes that he was supposed to. But when you listen to a Young Thug verse now, it makes a lot more sense than like his early work that was so all over the place.
I'm so geeked up on my fucking condom.
But even just the flows, like he flows like on beat and more consistently. You kind of like know what you're gonna get from Thug a little bit more now. He's like adapted to like.
It's still very random though sometimes.
Sometimes, but like when I saw Post Malone featuring Young Thug, there was a part of me that was just like, oh my god,
it could go
like
anyway.
How could this, like, what is this gonna sound like? Post Malone makes like the cleanest sounding like pop ballad ass songs. And like Young Thug sometimes will just do the weirdest shit ever on beats. And then like when I heard it, I was like, oh yeah, right. This is like the new mature Thug who just like fits in on the song a little bit more, especially a pop song like this. I don't know how much direction they maybe gave him.
Or that's like, what's that song that he did with the girl that went really it was like the most, dude, like I still never even heard this song before.
I forget.
And it's his biggest song 1000%. But I think even of that year,
you never heard it?
I still never heard it. No.
What, you know that it's a huge song, but you just never listened to it?
Nope. I've watched videos about it and all that.
How big could it be that it was?
No, it was that big. It was like the biggest song of the year.
You watch videos about it, but why am I forgetting what it is?
Are you talking about Beautiful Thugger Girls?
No, he did a song with some like girl like Maluma or something like that. I don't fucking know what her name is.
I have no idea.
Some girl, and it was like the biggest. It was like the most streamed song of that year or something, or like the most streamed woman song
by Camila Cabello.
Oh yeah, I listened to that song.
Never
I
heard
like
it.
that song.
Never heard it.
It goes like this, Havana na na na, but like way better than that.
Never heard it.
Usually,
you're
if an artist
really usually bad at
if
doing
an artist makes like a Latinx song, I probably just won't hear it.
It's just like poppy.
Right.
Like she makes songs with like Justin Bieber type people.
Hey, this has been another episode of the No Jumper Show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you want to support, like, comment, subscribe, and go to nojumper.com. Get yourself a kendama or a t-shirt or something. Appreciate y'all.